Yeah, good morning, everyone. So we were discussing yesterday about this word to wake, right? Word embedding, and the most popular word embedding techniques that we were seeing was like word to wake. Uh, in word to wake, we have two flavors that also we have gone through. One is the continuous bag of words, right? The thing that we were seeing yesterday was that like a word to wake. So here, word to vectors, we have two flavors. What we say is that first one is the continuous bag of words, and then the next one that we were seeing about is that skip gram. Okay, here in this continuous bag of words, what we said, we give a context, right? We give a context, we try to give a context and try to find the target word. So this context is important for us. So depending on these context words, what would be the target word? In skipgram, what we do rather, we try to give the target word and try to find out what would be the context words, set of context words, or one by one we try to check it. Maybe like one context word, we check it, we pair it, we say that okay, whether it is matching with this context or not, like that, we try to see it. So both of this we have seen it, and both of them work with the concept of locality, right? uh, so here the local features are being extracted here, but we are what we need to see about is that like what would be the global feature or the global property. So basically, in the earlier word to wake algorithm, this word to wake method, whatever we have seen it here, we were only considering local property of the data set. But here currently in today's lecture, the global vector, global vector, okay? In global vectors, we consider the global property. So let us please consider an example, okay? A small example. Let us try to say, now, let us see about a small example here. Uh, I am good, okay, and I am a sorry, I am good, and I am a boy. Let us try to take this small example. With this one, see, like this is, let us assume that this is the small corpus that we are having it, okay? So considering a corpus with only these two sentences, let us build the co-occurrence matrix with some window size 1 only. Let us consider only the window size 1 only, okay? So in this case, what we need to do, we need to go on with this co-occurrence matrix like this, okay? And here, if you see from here, okay, let us see from top to bottom like this, okay? Here, what we can say that the unique words, we let us try to take the unique words here. I, okay, is a unique word. Then okay, then uh, good, okay, good. Then let us take a and boy, and if you want to give it the end of the dot also, okay, this here, suppose we wanted to give it here a dot and here a dot. So let us see here also. I am good, a boy, and then dot, okay? So please, this is, first time I'm writing in a pad which do not also reflect it on the screen, so please just bear with me. I have some calibration problem also. So I am good, okay, and a boy here is like the dot. So all these are crossed out, okay, or zeros, what we can say is like that, okay. This is okay, fine. Now I am. So after I said you that let us build this count matrix or the co-occurrence matrix with the window size as 1, okay. The window size is 1. It means that when we consider this one, what is the next word, okay, next word or the previous word, okay, only one window size. So here suppose I am taking this as the word, center word, then the only word that I am having is am, right? Suppose am is taken as the center word, then the target word, then we have to see that the context word is either I or good, right? Good is taken, only am comes into picture. So I am here. If you see I am, two times it has occurred, right? In the corpus, see, this is once I am and I am, so this is two times it has occurred. So this is two times it has occurred. And then like I good, I good. No, window context size is 0 only. So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, and this is 0, like that. So I am. So this is since a symmetric matrix, right? Like the distance, I said you that like taking this one, I am or am I? If I take am as a target word, then I as the window size is 1, so either it can come I or good. So uh, am I also comes as am I. Here also I am having am I. So two words. So two is there, and remaining thing is 0 definitely. Okay, this is symmetric matrix as I said you that. Now am good, am good. One time it has occurred, right? And am a, one time is it has occurred, and then am boy, no, and am dot, no. Similarly, this one also 1100. Okay, it comes here. Then good, good a, good a, no. Then good boy, good, good boy, no, right? Good dot, yes, once it has occurred. So 001 this side also. So a boy, one time it has occurred. A dot, no, right? So 10, and then here also boy dot, one time it has occurred, okay, and this one also one time it has occurred. So if this is this one, we will try to call this one as co-occurrence matrix or simply a count matrix. Okay, this is count matrix. So now what we try to give few notations here is that, like if I try to give like this, like xij, what is xij here? This is the target word, this is the context word, okay. Xij means, it means to say that like number of times this j occur, okay, number of times this j occur or appear in the context of I, okay, number of times j appear in the context of, or in the context in the when I appears, okay. This is what we are trying to tell about xij. So suppose I say here x I am, okay, I am, then what is the value of this one? Two times it occurs, right? Two times I am, two times it has occurred, or I am this way, am I, or something like that. It occurs two times, right? Now we are interested. So with this co-occurrence matrix, okay, we are interested in finding out. So probability, the probability of j given I. This is nothing but what you can do is that probability of j is in the context of I, context of I, okay. This is what we are interested in. So how you can give a equation for that one? So xij divided by, okay, this is xij divided by xi. So this xi is nothing but this you need to understand the number of times any word appear in the context of word I. Okay, it is the number of times any word that appear in the context of word I. Or you can give this one also as like this, summation of k, okay, xi k. So this is basically the summation of all the column values for a particular row. Suppose I say for good, okay, good. So now I say for good, if I am taking this good, so summation of 1 2 1 and another one, so this is 2, this value is 2 with respect to I, when I value is I is good here, okay. This is why, so using this co-occurrence matrix, now we are interested in finding out these probability values, okay. This is our complete interest, this is our interest now. But uh, before computing this one, let us also see the conventional, another conventional example which is given from the globe paper. So if you see here, like there is an example that is given here. Again, let me draw a this one. Okay, sorry. Let me take it from here. So let me take it this, like the probability of, okay, probability of x given ice, okay, this is then probability of x given steam, okay, and here where k is equal to, now where k is equal to solid, sorry, not a k here, x, okay, here we have taken x, so x, so solid, where x is equal to gas, property, different properties, okay, x is equal to water, and x is equal to some random word, okay, some random word, this one, okay. Now if you see here, now, so we are interested, our interest was finding that what is the probability relationship between this particular property, solid given ice. So suppose this is solid given ice is high, okay, the probability value is high, and solid given gas is low, and the relationship between the solid given water, ice is high, okay, and probability of any random word given ice, it may be low, okay. What about this one, okay, probability of this solid given steam, okay, so it is low, relationship is there, and probability of gas given steam is high, and what about the probability of water given steam, this also we are having high, and probability of any random word given steam, it may be low probability. Now these two things we are computing from the data set and all, okay, this is fine. But now the thing that we are interested in is like, what is the probability, how, like how they occur with respect to this one combination. So semantic analysis with respect to both the words, or like three words, the ice, steam, and solid, for example. So in that case, we need to give the ratios as probability of, okay, x given ice by probability of x given steam. Okay, so what would be this one? So it means that when this is high and this is low, so high divided by low, definitely this is almost, it will be greater than 1 or it will be high, right? That is what we are interested in. Since low divided by high, it will be less than 1, definitely. And this high divided by high, it is always almost approximately it is equal to 1. And similarly, low divided by low, it is approximately equal to 1. Okay, now the thing here is like what we wanted to convey here. So this table basically is the co-occurrence probabilities for target words, the ice and stream, with selected context words from this was basically taken from something around 6 billion words. Okay, you can see that, like, if you want to distinguish the meaning of two words, so simply finding the individual probabilities, like probability of ice given x given ice and probability of x given stream, this is not sufficient. These individual probabilities are not sufficient. What you need to do, you need to find out the ratio of these probabilities, right? Ratio of these probabilities are important here. So this is very much important. This gives the semantic meaning now. So our interest is mostly on now probability of, okay, the probability of I, the ratio of, sorry, let me, so I'm interested in finding out now the ratio of the probability of ik by probability of jk, or ix or jx. This is when I wanted to put this one as k. Okay, if k is x is equal to k, or this is k, this is k, and this is k, and this is k, or like that. Okay, this ix jx, if this is k. Okay, this x is taken as k. Okay, like this. Now, so this is what we are interested in finding out. But this depends, okay, this particular thing depends on three words, right? Here in this context, for example, what are those three words? This ice, stream. Okay, this one, if you are trying to take it, the value here, ice, stream, and then solid, right? These three things or three words, it is dependent on. Okay, right, for the value of this one, to extract the semantic value, because we need the context word, target word, right, here. So it can be modeled by a relationship function with f, okay, of wi, comma, wj, comma, wk. This word 1, word 2, and then word, this context word, estimate of this context word. So now what this Pennington and Manning and his team has given is that we need to devise basically a cost function to estimate j of theta. It is given as sigma, both I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, or I comma j is equal to 1 to the size of the vocabulary, complete size of the vocabulary, into now f of x ij into wi transpose the estimate context word and the estimate, okay, or the context word, okay, context word plus you are trying a bias. Now you are they gave a bias for this target word bi, and they gave a target also sorry, a bias for bj for the context word also, minus log of, this is minus, okay, so please let me erase it, that one, so that minus log xij whole square. This is the formula they have given as a cost function. Okay, let us first see that this one, this is called the global optimum of the probability cost function. Okay, this is basically, we refer this one also as the global optimum of the cost function, or global optimum of the probability cost function. This is, so what we need to extract here, few things and all. Let us see that what are these things. See, this I is the central word, okay, or what you are trying to find out, this word, central word, target word, or the central word, and J here you can refer this one as the context word. Okay, and the X here, given this X or this X, is the co-occurrence matrix. Okay, and V here, if you see, V means unique words. These are unique words or the vocabulary, unique words in the vocabulary. Okay, now, and what about this W bar or W tilde? What you see, this one is the context word vector. Okay, W is the word vector, and both this B and B tilde are the bias. Okay, so here if you see this, we are interested mostly in these four parameters, basically estimating of these four parameters. This is given, okay, this will be given, this will be available from the corpus, no doubt. Why log, we are interested in finding out? Okay, why the log that we are interested in finding out? It is because you know that the co-occurrence of values, you can see that if you take the two downstream, this distributional, a long tail distribution, you can say this in as a long tail distribution. This one, this is where count, and this is the words. Okay, words, you can say that, like long tail. See, what I mean to say is that few words which have got good co-occurrences, they have a high value, right? But conventionally, when you are going, the tail runs on like that, and then it is a long tail like that, almost tending to zero, right? It tends to zero like that. So this is, that's why we need to use a logarithmic value here. Okay, log, and this is what we call is the weight matrix. Okay, this is weight matrix. So initially what we try to do is that this wi, wj, bi, bj, all this weight means a target word, context word, the bias for the target word, bias for the context word, all these we try to go. Initially we give some random values, and then later what we try to do is that with multiple iterations and all, we try to fix these values. Fine. Now, so this is fxij. Sorry, I will erase this part. Okay, I will erase this part, so then like it will be.
कोणाला
Okay, so now we'll see about this one, this fxij. Okay, fxij. This one is the weighted function, right? This weighted function. So how we try to give this one? So here f of x is given as this one need to be calculated like this in the paper. What they have given is like you have to give it by x by max power alpha if x is less than x max, and it should be, otherwise it should be 1. Okay, and conventionally in the literature this has been taken as alpha value has been taken as 0.75, and max value has been taken as 100. Okay, so what we are interested in is that our interest or this algorithm tries to minimize the cost function j. Okay, it tries to minimize this cost function j. So basically what GLOVE does is it tries to predict the surrounding words by maximizing this probability of the context word, okay, given the probability of the center word, it uses the by using the log bilinear model with a weighted least square objective, right? So this is the concept of this GLOWE. So any doubts you can please ask me. Yeah, any doubts? Yeah, is it clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. What we need to see is that we are also in word embedding techniques. This so GLOWE basically considers the global variations, okay, or global property. It takes into consideration. There are also some algorithms or like some methods for this word embedding techniques, like fast text. Sorry. This is also one word embedding technique that we are having. Okay, I think invented by this Facebook. Okay, so what it does is that it also it is same like this word vector scriptgram model. So given a subword information, what it does is that given a word, it divides the word into subwords, and then it does this embeddings. Okay, and it average all the n-gram embeddings. This fast text. We are also having another word embedding techniques known as star space. It also gives some optimization objective, and like it try to generates the positive pairs and negative pairs, like how the combination of two words go together. This is what, and it tries to have a similarity function, basically either cosine similarity or some dot product it may use it, and it compares the positive pair with the negative pairs, this star space. Okay, also we have got like a random walk. There is another generative model, random walk, rand walk. Okay, this is also a word embedding technique which basically uses a generative model, and mostly for the discourse analysis and all, this can be used uh, and you try to use this one by choosing the word samplings actually. Okay, so these three other additional non methods are available for the word embeddings. So if you are interested, you can go through the literature and then find some text on this one: fast text, star space, or rand walk. Okay, this also, everything, the star space or this random walk, all these try to give an objective function. Okay, objective function, and based on this objective function only the algorithm works out. So fine, anything else? Yeah, any doubts?